Let's see if Mr. Mondays will come now. Mr. Monday. Are we gonna come out? Hi. You want to come out, sir? Oh, yes. Oh, there we go. Hi, Corey. I got Mr. Mondays. Yes, and his cask is starting to shed. Charlene, hello. How are you? Look at his face. He's actually, you see how it's kind of flaked now on top? He's finally starting to shed it off, thank God. Because it was getting a bit like, well then. Can we just... Hi, CJ. Yeah, it was a very off day. Very off. I mean, yeah. I'm here. Oh. Here he is, Mr. Mondays. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to attempt to go out into the garage and, look at you. Oh, Mr. Mondays. We're going to be shutting. As much as I want to help, like, can't do it. We can't do it. We can't help them. Don't want to do that. How's everybody doing tonight? He's like, he goes, I won't. He's like, you know what I want. You know what I want. Oh, let me fix. Hi, Debbie. There we go. I had to fix my comments there. So, Corey, I mean, the hardest part, in my opinion, is getting their enclosure set up properly. As long as you get from a reputable breeder, they're like, we'll hold your hands through the process of getting everything set up. And that truly makes a big difference. Now, they're going to be harder than other reptiles, but everything, once it eventually clicks, like, what you understand why, like, the reasoning behind why the lights need to be here, like why your basking sticks need to be positioned this way, so on and so forth, then it just, everything does, it clicks, it makes more sense. It's more than you're just listening to like things that you're reading or recommendations from other keepers. And from there, it just, you understand why issues can get caused. Does that, so this guy changes his coloration based on mood and temperature. So he is ashy looking because he's going to be shedding some of his, looks like he's going to shed this leg eventually, but currently he's actively shedding his top of his cask. How are you, Debbie? Mr. Mondays. Is that not charging? Okay, it is. Awesome. Hi, Nathan. Yay, that's always exciting. I'm pretty okay. I said. Yeah, I'm just, it was a weird day. I'm trying to get, trying to get more enclosures for the babies ready. Yes, look at these eyes on him. That's so awesome that you're getting all the sheds happening now. It's very exciting once they start to shed. It really is. I'm going nuts without the music, though. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Should we give him a super worm? We'll give him a super worm. I'm trying so hard and got so far. All right, y'all ready to see me eat? Y'all ready? Oh wait, Mr. Mondays, that's right. You haven't been the best at aiming lately. It's right there. You did that again. You keep doing that. I have it right here in front of your face, basically. You cannot miss this one. It's right there. There you go. These guys would hate to have clothes on them. You kidding me? They can bite. He's never bit me. And I've been bit by Panther Chameleons before. I've only been bit by 12, but that's out of like 200-ish. So they're not as prone to biting as other species. Thank you. Look at that. Oh, he's so cool. He's one of my old boys. Let's get his son, Kenny Powers, out. Males live about 5 to 7 years, and females live about 2 to 4 years. But I had his girlfriend was almost 6 when she passed, and I've seen a lot of males older than 7. We're gonna get his son out, Kenny Powers. So the colors that they change to is gonna depend on their locale, and it's gonna depend on their coloration in that locale. So locale represents the region of Madagascar they are from. There's over 200 locales. They have their own unique colorations and markings. These two are both ambilobian. They're actually both yellow-bodied blue bars I'm about to show you. So the first one, who is this boy's dad. So these guys in particular here, they're only going to change their coloration. So they're yellow-bodied blue bars. So the green that you see on him is his resting colors. When he fires up, which he probably will once he sees his dad, that green will turn yellow, kind of like what you're seeing here, but brighter. His red will get brighter. His blue bars will get brighter. And that will be what he changes to for firing up. And then when he sees a female, he'll get his mating display colors, and actually his face will get darker stripes around his eyes and his face. But right now he's in mostly his resting colors. This is like, he's not basking, but he's not all worked up. And then my favorite colors that they change to are their sleeping pajama colors, which is really bright. But there's some that are, like I have a red-bodied blue bar ambilobian. He gets really bright reds and blues. My Abanja, he goes like a really pretty turquoise with like darkish red bars to almost a white color with really bright crimson red bars. This boy here is 2.5 years old, so he's the one I was first holding. This is his son, one of his sons, but he's the only son that I have. He's one I kept as a holdback. Boop. So he's 2.5, and then his dad is almost 6. So see how he fired up? See his colors are different now? This is him fired up because he sees his dad. So he's a little angry. So they think that they should be the only males around. They want all the sticks, all the ladies, all the food to themselves. They're not close. They're a few feet apart, but he went to go fight. They're kind of like, I don't know. In my head, a lot of them have like a Jersey Shore type of like mentality, personality. Their eyes are so cool. They independently function. So they're looking at 2 different things at the same time. I'll keep an eye on them. That's why I'm looking to the side. I'm always having to keep an eye, make sure he's not trying to find a way to come over here. Because I don't want them to get in contact with each other. I don't want them to fight. I'm not Michael Vick. Because that's where Mr. Monday is, this side here. And I'm also, while I'm holding them, I kind of just examine, just see, make sure everything's good, make sure I'm not noticing anything that I might want to like pay more attention to. I really only get them out when I'm showing them to you all, so I take that time to actually thoroughly look at them as much as I can while still engaging. So chameleons in general, like there's so many different species. I'm finding the smaller the species, the shorter their lifespan. So these guys, males are about 5 to 7 years. Females are about 2 to 4. So these are Panther Chameleons. But like your Parsons Chameleons, they're 25 plus years. Isn't it so cool? So there are little scales. But what's really neat is when you really look, even every little color, it's like a different scale. There's really small scales, bigger scales. Look at that. Like right around that big yellow scale in the middle, you see all those really small scales that are surrounding it. Isn't that so cool? Like that gradient of color on them. It is just so amazing. And that's my front-facing camera. I can get a bit better with my rear. Hold on, let me switch my camera. Okay. Hi, Nyan. Show his skills, pigment. Oh. Like this, Danny. Look at this. Isn't that so gorgeous? Ooh, let me come into the red on his casque here. He's wanting to see his dad. He doesn't recognize him as his dad. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's a really big misconception that they change their coloration based on like what they're touching or their surroundings. They're just they're walking mood rings. I used to think the same thing until I actually got into chameleon. So here's his casque. Look at that. Oh, that red is starting to come through. This is like his belly here. His tail. I love their tails. I got my little ring right now. Oh, are you coming up here now? He's like, I'm coming up here now. I do too. It's so incredible to look at. Looks like he has something. Oh, you're okay. Yeah, like something there in your eye. Flush that. They are walking mood rings. Oh, look, his dad. Once his dad gets done shedding there, he'll look really cool too. I've always loved his dad's tail. Mr. Mondays is this one's name. So this one's Mr. Mondays, and then I got Kenny Powers that I'm holding. He really wants to get, oh, we're not going to climb that phone. All right, hopefully the phone stays there. All right. Ooh. gonna get Mr. Mondays. I'm gonna switch some chameleons around now. Put Mr. Mondays up. Maybe I'm gonna put Mr. Mondays up. Hi there, Ranger. Here, baby. So we'll put Mr. Mondays back. I'm gonna get Helix. So Helix, he's still gonna be an ambilobi locale, but he'll be a different coloration than these guys. So now Mr. Mondays, he's all fired up. So even though they're father and son, so this is the dad, they're the same color and the same locale. So this guy gets where his blue bars fade white, and that's a trait you'll see in some of them. And so like when he fires up, yeah, Benny Wowzer's a second generation, and technically Jethro is too, because that was one of Kenny Power's sisters, Dina. So those are all second gen. What'll be really exciting is like when I'm actually able to pair unrelated from both of my ends. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I'm gonna get Helix real quick. Hi, buddy. Would you like to come out? Helix, Helix, Helix. How are ya? He's like, I'm all red. Isn't red cool? His dad's also red. His dad's just older and hopefully, oh, whoa. Oh, look at that. So he's starting to make some progress in the way I think his shed is actually about ready to start shedding on his head. That's cool to see. That's good, because this guy is actually his dad. Are you actually going to be like, I don't want to come out? How interesting, because you always usually just come running out. Or are we just chilling? I feel like you're thinking about it. I know you see Kenny Powers, and that's kind of got you. Oh, is it because Kenny Powers is out? You don't want to come out? Hey, I get it. I get it. He's so grumpy looking because of KP being out. So this is Helix. He's a little over a year old. I haven't picked her out. Like, he knows what to send me. I trust what he sends me when it comes to a female, you know? He's got yellow body, red bar females. I'm asking if I was asking him if I could, like, get her paid off quickly in a month and then get her. That's because, like, stuff just keeps coming up. Is he handsome? I can't say that. I know who that one is. My tears. So when he fires up, the green will go away to all like a yellow. So he's a yellow body red bar. And his reds get even brighter. He does still have, his claws are not filed down. Look at this goober. Red. So awesome, so red. Let's give him a super worm. Super duper worm. Of course, he wants to shake hands. He's a gentleman. Gentlemen are a rare quantity nowadays. Oh. Good job, Helix. These are chameleons, or panther chameleons. Oh, crunchy, crunchy. For ambilobi, you got, so this is yellow body, red bar. And this is this all same locale. And then also what Kenny Powers is yellow body, blue bar. So we got yellow body, red bar, yellow body, blue bar. His dad is technically a rainbow because he's got mixed bars. And then you also, within the same locale, ambilobi, you got red body, blue bar. He's drinking water right now, but when he fires up, the red gets really bright red, his blue gets really bright blue. The mister was going off, so. This is another yellow body, blue bar Gambino, but he's in his resting color, so he's green. Now this guy here, this is an Abanja, so he's a different locale. He's a really gorgeous, like charcoal. I was talking about him. And then my nosy bee, Boudreaux. So he's like a pretty Caribbean ocean blue color. Then he's also a different locale. That's a nosy bee, who hopefully will get him to want to have a date with his girlfriend. There is an orange body blue bar as well. They're not as common, and it's super difficult to keep that color trait going. KP, you're so upset, dude. He's so upset. Dude, you look I don't have any Jacksons. I have the Panthers, and oh, he's snarling at Helix. So crazy. I'll put Helix back. See if Gambino wants to come out. Hi, Gambino. Would you like to come out? From Dallas. Yeah, Jacksons are pretty cool. I just get the Panthers, and I do have Parsons. He's upstairs. A yellow giant Parsons. Oh, are you contemplating things right now? I'm happy you like seeing them, Paul. What you doing, sir? Do 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 do. Oh, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna drink water, you know. He's like, yeah, I might want to come out later. So that's how they drink water. They drink water droplets from misting off the leaves and sticks. They don't need like a bowl of water. Being that they live in the trees. Being that they live in the trees, they're not going to be stumbling upon like pools of water. They drink the droplets from mist. And he's like, why are you still watching me? That's so funny. I put my hand by you and then you go back to drinking. You're looking back at the hand. What are you thinking, sir? Now I'm going to drink some more water. Yeah, I have a misting system. Mind you, I have really hard water, so I'm always constantly having to fix that. But he's like, how dare you move my nozzle? You want to come out? So I have that goes off different times for a certain amount of times. Okay. All right, Gambino. I'm sure you can like train. I'm sure they would. The issue is them with standing water, the type of environment that you create for these guys for them to be healthy, can make it to where any water has a risk of having bacteria develop in it. And standing water is a pretty big killer of these guys when it comes to husbandry. So I put holes, like I'll drill holes in the bottom of my enclosures, and then I have like troughs that will catch that I have to drain out with a shop vac. You don't want standing like water bowls. Now I'm sure they would adapt if that was their only drinking source. They'd probably adapt to it, but standing water and like the waterfall systems are not really something that's like recommended to have with them. Your goal at daytime, or like when the lights are on, is eventually you want everything to dry up. So this is Gambino. So he is 12 generations of selective breeding. When he does fire up, he gets an amazing, gorgeous yellow. And selective breeding, it's not inbreeding or anything like that. So the goal with this particular project was to have a yellow body blue bar that was a yellow body blue bar with not as much red. So Kenny Powers, this is how most of your yellow body blue bar amblyopes will be. So he's got yellow, but he also has a good amount of red on his head, on his legs, his tail. In between his yellow scales, he's got a bunch of red. He's gorgeous, clearly. But someone was like, let's start getting real yellows, right? So I'll show you a picture. He might fire up. He's kind of hit or miss when it comes to firing up. These are his resting colors. So I'll show you a picture of him. Oh, he's going to start firing up, actually. It looks like he's going to fire up. So I may not have to show you the pictures. They're not close. They just see each other. So he's starting to lighten up some. There. So he gets really pretty yellow. Isn't he so cool? No, this is a natural response for a male seeing another male. They're just like, I'm a few feet away from him. He just sees them, so he's just letting them know that he's big and bad too. This is a natural response. Stressed out. So now don't get it wrong. Like if they feel like they could take on a threat, like if it's something like they might fire up, right? Like these guys, I have a really small dog, Chihuahua. Some of them, if they see her, they'll fire up and like puff up and like almost challenge her, which is kind of, but like stressed out, like because they don't want to be around you or improper, they turn almost black. These guys, they also turn a very similar color when they're sleeping. They get very bright at night in their sleeping pajama colors. So color changes are just part of chameleons. They are walking mood rings. This is just him looking at Kenny Powers. Like, this guy's never bit me. He'll walk out to me. I mean, you saw that. What? Look at that. Isn't his yellows super pretty? I think he might be. Can I mute? Or how do I? Danny, thank you, Danny. They're like, I don't know, man. Curtis goes, I don't know about that. Curtis like, man. Oh my gosh, look at him. Isn't he pretty? Yeah, he's got gorgeous yellows on him. He's also about 2.5. Here, I'm going to get you zoom up on his scales for you guys. Hold on, my bad. Smudgy. All right, sorry, my bad. It's so much better. Look at his gular. He's like, I'm gonna climb your phone. That's so cool to me, that part right there. Golly, Gambino is so fire. And then with the water droplets on him right there from the mister, it's so cool looking. Now I love the spots on his blue bars with like the green at the top of it. So cool. Oh, look, so like these scales are kind of turning back to green on this side. See that? How cool that is? Oh, I love it. I can't help but love it. Isn't that so cool though? Isn't that just so this is 12 generations of selective breeding. So like Kenny Powers here, like he's gorgeous. I'm not saying he's not pretty, but you see he has a bit more reds in his tail, his legs, his face. This guy, like he still has red, but he's like you see what I mean by it's cleaned up, like the yellow is cleaner. He's like, I'm not done. Isn't it? They are walking art. They are literally walking pieces of art. I come down here every day. I'm fascinated. Like every day, I'm genuinely like blown away by their beauty. Like genuinely, like they're so cool. And what's so neat is like raising them because when they are born, my best description, I'll always describe baby panther chameleons this way is they look like four-legged ETs with tails. Like that's about the color they are too. So males, females, they are all born the same color. It gets a bit hard to sex them because the base of the tail is going to be thicker on a male than a female, but that's can be a bit of a challenge at first. The males don't start to develop color until about 3 months old. So what's so cool is watching them and raising them when they're like this big. Like Kenny Powers, I raised him from this big, and now he's all grown up. It's so fun. Here we go. He is white. All right, here we go. Oh, you guys probably want to see the worm, not just him. Damn, I hate superworms because they can get you. Damn it. This guy's really trying to. All right, sorry, you guys. You got it. Could you imagine that chameleons were a lot bigger and they just like get you? Oh yeah, they are. They're my babies. Now, obviously, like I don't keep all of them or else I'd be a hoarder. So like I got a bunch of babies now that eventually will be looking for homes. The first two clutches will be looking for homes into March, beginning of April. He's a sire of one of the clutches, which is pretty small. The first round of it that will be ready. And then I've had a bunch of retained from that same clutch. It looked like he hit the camera. It's so fun. Like, so their tongue, they zap it out really fast. If it was a car, it would go 0 to 60 miles per hour and 1/100th of a second. So Paul, depending on the clutch, my males are going to be 600 to 700, including priority overnight shipping, which that's usually around $80. So to keep it simple, for people that like on here and whatnot, like I just include the shipping in the price. And then females are going to be about $250 to $3, including shipping. Kenny Oh, I didn't give Kenny Powers a hornworm. Hold on. I'm going to get some different ones out for y'all. I'm your buddy boy. Yeah, I don't think I gave him one. Did I give Kenny Powers one? I can't remember. And then I'll get... Do you guys have male you guys want me to get out? I could get Jethro, John Gotti. Meeseeks is all kind of curled up, so I'm going to leave him alone. Big Polly, Redline, and Maui are all males that will eat a snack I can get out. Maui, okay. Damn, hold on. First you got hair of mine. I always have to pay attention to that. Oh, damn. Here he goes. Are you... Whoa, good job, KP. Oh, yeah, that was yummy. He's vibrant. Maui is a juvenile. He's about 10 months old. He's the son of John Gotti. So that guy there is his sire. He is not the most confident male. He's a gorgeous red body blue bar. He usually has the best aim. I have some videos, posts I did a couple months ago where he used to try to eat the comments on the live stream. Like, you would see the comments coming up. On TikTok, where we usually, or like where we started out streaming, you know, we get a good amount of comments on there. There's a decent amount more followers on there, so the comments are usually constantly going. I guess the movement from them. Maui, dude. The movement from comments coming in. Dude, he's so pretty. He would try and eat them. So we had to, he has not tried to do that in a while. I don't have too hard of a time with their humidity. Dang, he's so pretty. So he actually has a lot of red resting body color on him too. So his red gets brighter when he fires up, but like it doesn't turn green. There's a little bit on him that's green, but when he fires up, that actually turns red. So it's going to depend on your individual house, where you live, but even as much as your individual house. Like, I have to do things. Oh, shit, dude. I hate my MagSafe thing. I'm so sorry. I have to do things differently at this house compared to the house that was only like 15 miles away that I used to live in. Because this house, it just retains temperature, airflow, whatever. It's just a little bit different. So I have to do things a bit different here. If you live in a drier state, Colorado, Mexico, New Mexico, Arizona, you'll probably need to have a hybrid enclosure. People who live down south, Florida, they may not even need a fog. But once you get figured out like where you live, it gets, oh damn, look, he's trying to eat it all the way over there. Look at that. Whoa! Dang, dude. Dude, he's such a good hunter. So, like, I have about at least two of the sides covered with a plastic sheeting or corrugated plastic. Not only does it act as a barrier so they can't see each other, it helps retain humidity. I have the full mesh enclosures, ReptiBreeze, which is made by ZooMed. And, so standard using a fogger and a misting system, the standard like approach to it without knowing like where you live or your house situation would be. So you have your misting session. Your first session is 30 minutes after your lights go off. And then you'll do a 4-hour, and you'll do like, depending on how many, for one enclosure, maybe like a minute-long session. And then you would have your fogger come on later. You want there to be a little bit of a cool down. So a lot of people will do it for about 4 hours, either from 11 till 3 in the morning or like midnight till 4. You get what I'm saying? And they'll have a fogger going during that period. And then they'll have a misting session again 30 minutes before your lights come back on. Now that's just like a standard like approach. Here's the thing, depending on where you live, you might need to do more misting sessions. That's if you're doing a misting fogging combo. What's your question? He is, yeah, I would say special forces want this guy for sure. Look at him. Just looking around. But then people who live in drier climates, you'll definitely need to have a hybrid. I mean, you can kind of make these function as hybrid, but it's not the same. And you might have to have a lot of mistings. You would have to have a lot more misting sessions. But like some breeders that I know that live like near Houston, they're like, if we were to fog at night, they would get swamp bug because it's so humid here. So they don't fog, but that's just, and they have amazing chameleons. It's pretty cool. This guy doesn't hurt. For the most part, they'll kind of file their nails down. The males will, I should say. And it's not that I really want them to file their nails down. What ends up happening is when they get corny but replace the C with an H, males, and like, look, so he's starting to now. He's starting to go into mating display colors. You see the stripes he's getting on his eyes and on his face. They'll kind of just climb all over. Like they're trying to go get their girl or a girl or whatever. So they're just all like, so like they'll like be climbing on the screen door trying to get out. And yeah. So Florida, depending on the part of Florida you're in, like you probably will like your humidity at night, you probably would not even really use a fogger because of how humid, like especially you're more in southern Florida. But you would just, the misting systems, the misting itself is usually just a way of providing them water to drink. So you wouldn't want to mist during the day where you're at because your issue is going to be keeping your household humidity down. So daytime humidity, you want to keep it at about 50%. So in daytime temps, they like basking spots. I do mine at 80 degrees. The range is 80 to 85. I aim for 80 or I tell people to also aim for 80 because it's very easy to improperly measure your basking spot if you get like a temp rate or reading gun. But if you do it too early, if you do it in the wrong spot, you might be reading cooler temps than what it really is. So if you're aiming for 80 and it really bumps up to like 84, not a big deal. But if you're aiming for 85 and it bumps up to like 90, that's too hot for them. In an enclosure type setting. Obviously in the wild or whatever, they're gonna have days that get up warmer, but they are able to escape the heat a lot easier than they are in an enclosure. So you provide them a gradient where it's low to mid 70s, well it's mid 70s down to low 70s as a gradient, so they can't escape the heat if they need to. I got 68 chameleons, but I have a lot of babies. Remember, I breed them. So some of them I cannot. These guys, they're not, a lot of reptiles, you'll just see them out chilling in the sun, sunbathing for hours and hours and hours throughout the day. These guys don't do that. They bask, don't get me wrong. But these guys, they get taken up by predators very easily. So they don't like to be exposed out in the open for all that long. They'll wake up in the morning in the wild, but it's been documented what they tend to do is when they wake up, they'll go to the top and bask, or they'll go out wherever and bask for a couple hours, warm themselves up from the cool down at night. And then they go retreat back into the leaves and the branches and the trees and find food. They don't just stay out and eat because their biggest predator in the wild is birds of prey. So they're just out like a sitting duck out in the open. So you don't need, they can overheat very easily. I wouldn't say they're cold lovers. They just, the way for them to survive is like not to just be all like, hey guys, despite how bright they are. These are Panther Chameleons. He's funny. Yeah, I mean, they don't have that many defense mechanisms. Like they can't drop their tails like some geckos and other species. They don't tail whip you like iguanas. They don't have the strongest bite in terms like an iguana can sure do a lot of damage with their bite. Even a lot more geckos can do a lot of damage when they bite you. Tokay geckos can deglove your finger if they bite you. They're not the fastest. They don't have extremely sharp claws to just shred something up. So their means of defending themselves, their defense is really just staying alone. They're solitary creatures. The only time that you're going to have two in the same enclosure is when a female's receptive. The cats in general are going to be, for most reptile keepers, for most reptiles, cats can be a big issue. Now every cat's going to be different. I have a cat. She's not interested in the chameleons. She's interested in getting on top of their enclosure and like maybe going into the like up in the banister in my basement or something, like, or the god dang it, you know what I'm trying to say, trying to get up, like, actually I'll show you. She wants to get up over there with the concrete and get up, so she'll crawl on top of my enclosures. So I've had to do things to prevent her from doing that. They don't move very fast in their enclosures, so as far as like birds, you know, that's going to draw a cat's attention, but they always can. But yeah, cats are at any point in time, they could just literally, especially if you're in a mesh enclosure, they can just ruin everything for you. Hey baby, I love you, Cade. Get some rest. I know you're sleepy. Good night, Cade. Yeah, she's trying to get up there where there's like a crawl space kind of. So I've had to, it's real redneck of me, but I've created a way where she can't like just go and crawl on top of the cages from the stairs, and so now she doesn't do it. But hey. See, dogs, unless you have a dog, like my dog Thor, he's a miniature pinscher. He's got that prey drive specifically for smaller creatures. He would. I already know. If he got me, he would destroy one of my chameleons. He can't come downstairs. He's aware of them, and he wants to get to them. My Chihuahua Selena, she has the prey drive of a warm tortilla shell. She's afraid of them, actually. She is 3 pounds. She won't do any. She's like, oh God, they're gonna hurt me. She thinks that they're almost bigger than her. But like, she ain't gonna do anything. My old pit bull Azul, he would be aware that I built an enclosure, and he was aware when I put something in there. All he ever would do is he was like, oh, what's this? Oh, okay, that's cool. And he would go about his day. That was it. But my miniature pinscher, he straight up would try to eat one of them. So they can bite. They can bite. They're not as prone to biting as other species. Like veiled chameleons are more than likely going to hate you, and they will bite you more than likely. Panther chameleons are a bit calmer than them for the most part. Doesn't always. You're gonna run into some that are just dicks. That's just the way it is. I've been bit by 12, but that's out of 200-ish. Most of my bites, I've been bit by 2 full-grown males in that. Most of them are juveniles or females. Now, I have some real sweet females. I have some real ornery females. This boy's never bit me. His dad used to bite, but his dad's not bit me in over almost 2 years now. This is Maui. No, because, yeah, that type of dog, maybe if it's a squirrel that's running, that's going to get there, but the way these things move, it's not really going to attract, like, most prey drive in it, but unless, as I said, like how Thor is, but that's what they do. They smell for something, and they're aware of, oh, there's a living thing that's small, and they want to get it. But that's just how this breed is. Their bite does not hurt that bad, no. I mean, it's not like it's like, bite me again. It's not like that. It hurts more. I always say it hurts more than a paper cut, but that your dog and cat, just a scratch from your dog, obviously your cat, they're going to hurt you and probably will have hurt you more than these guys ever will. Now, this does not apply to all reptiles. I would not want to get bit by my yellow giant parsons. He's freaking huge. I'm sure that would hurt. I don't want to get bit by my bearded dragon. He's so chill, but I wouldn't want him to bite me. My dumpy frogs, like they're whatever. But no, it doesn't hurt that bad. Here's the thing with their bites is they're doing it out of fear or like territorial aggression, but they're trying to scare you away. They're like, get away from me. So for the most part, they bite you and they let go, and that's it. They don't want you to stay around them. Sometimes, like Sybil, my female Sybil, yeah, no, she will clamp down, like Tim, ornery sucker. Maui's, you think Maui should be. Maui's, dude, he's awesome. Look at him right now, surveying everything. Oh, oh, oh. Because I am the ruler. What's your question? I am in the St. Louis, Missouri area. And there's my redneck fixing thing for the kitty cat there. I do need to fix that part right there, but I duct tape these. They're cat deterrents. So as you can see, what she would do is on here, and then she would fly them. But they're spiky. These are actually, they're called cat deterrents. They don't feel good to step on, like, I'll tell you that, but just the texturing of them, she doesn't want to mess with it. So she no longer has tried to get up into there. Is it redneck? Sure. But has it been effective? Yes. Damn, look at Maui. Oh, Maui. Are you standing off to the phone? He sure is. Dude, you're so crazy off. Look at those bars. I do this every time I look at him. I geek out about his perfectly structured blue bars. Dude, he's gorgeous. You're beautiful. Karma. Yes, Danny. Yeah. She's a really sweet cat. Like, she really is. She has never intentionally scratched me or my kids. She's never bit. Obviously, like, cat bites are heinous. But, like, she's a very sweet cat. She just was trying to get up there. But clearly, the thing with cats is, like somebody else said, they are apex predators, especially house cats. And they're one of the very few documented carnivores that unalive other creatures for fun. Like, out of sheer enjoyment. Like, little cereal, you know. Because they're not hungry. They just, some of them will do that. Just for freaking, like, poo cats and giggles. What's your bet? Before... I'm not hating on my cat. I don't want her to... Because she'll bust. She's freaking a big cat. She's a decent-sized cat. She can easily bust through my mesh tops and, like... Think of this. So if she actually did bust through one of the tops. No, thankfully, the chameleon wasn't hurt. But if my kitty cat, Catalia... So this guy right here... He is my most expensive Panther Chameleon. He costs $1,000 before shipping because that's the type of locale he is. So then you also have the Arcadia UV lighting. So that right here for the whole set's probably like $120. Okay. And then these mesh tops, they're freaking hard to replace unless you just repair it. So if my cat, who's like 15 pounds, busts through one of these, manages to unalive one of my chameleons, take this light where it breaks, it starts a house fire possibly. I don't want her to climb on top of the cages. We can't do that. You just a lot. What's your question? We said, what's your question? Like 5 times. Maybe whatever. Yeah, they're pretty. So, Mr. Meeseeks Mayabanja, he's a traditional colored upper northern region. I'm going to put this guy back. Okay, thank you. Ooh, little turd. You own it. It's a lot slower than it was last night, which probably is a good thing considering the type of comments we were getting. Oh my god. Damn, bro. She was straight. Let's see Jethro. Hey, buddy. Usually you come right out, so let's take a peek ski at Jethro. This is one of Gambino's sons, my holdback. Oh, I can't wait for him to shed. Oh my gosh. Dude. Huh. So with a veiled, they would never encounter each other in the wild. I know of one dude who hybrid a panther. Oh god, and I forgot it was something. There's a guy, and I see him like on Facebook, and I mean it does not look cool, but he did do a hybrid of a panther and something big, a great spike or something, something with a spike or spine, the spiny something, I believe. It doesn't look cool, but he did hybrid it. That my one that was an Abanja. This is another Ambilobe. But he is one I produced. Good night, Charlene. Love you. Get some rest. Yeah, I wouldn't like out. It would never happen. I don't even like the cross locales of Panther Chameleons because there's not really been out. From what I have been told, there's not been a documented case of any actual naturally crossed locales of panthers. Most of them don't even see other locales. There's some type of like natural land barrier that prevents a lot of locales from even going to another area of Madagascar. And then the locales that do have an opportunity to like intermingle, there's not been any documented cases of crosses. With that being said, even if there was something that it's very easy for them to just like be when they're breeding back into whatever locale for that to just trait to like eventually disappear. I just think, you know, nature does it best. Why screw around with it? This guy is Jethro Mac Boating. Johnny Depp's an awesome name. I like it. The reason his name is Jethro Mac Boating is sometimes over in TikTok we do these like live gift goals, and if we accomplish them, chat gets a name. The baby, we do a vote and poll and everything on it, and like so we keep the names, and they chose Jethro Mac Boating. I have a Fendi Thunder Snatch. Yeah, we got some fun names. So when they're babies, I feed them fruit flies for the first 10 days to 2 weeks of their lives, and then I bump them up to really small crickets. I usually skip the pinhead cricket size. When they're this age, he can eat crickets, dubia roaches, silkworms, black soldier fly larvae. I buy grasshoppers, snacks, or like superworms, hornworms for snacks. The Bonja has, so Mr. Meeseeks has definitely made that locale my favorite locale. Yeah, like they're gorgeous. And when he fires up compared to what he looks like when he's in his resting colors like he is now, it's impressive. Oh, camouflage. So yeah, they're awesome. I like Liddy a lot. Liddy, Bree, and Ed are amazing. All right, let's see, buddy. So what Jethro's been doing when he eats a superworm is he kind of tortures it. Are you gonna let it hang out of your mouth before you know? Are you actually gonna eat it? Nope. This is his signature move. Is he just lets it hang out, still halfway alive in his mouth. This one might be out of its misery though, but yep. Usually it's still crawling around, squirming around in his mouth. This guy seems to at least be out of his misery. Yeah, I don't know. I've not ever seen a panther veiled cross. I mean, yeah. Here we go. Great. No, they don't ever really have good, especially the females. When you cross locales, no, because you got a breeder would never buy a cross locale female. We don't know what traits are going to be thrown out or anything because they're a cross locale. And, ooh, what are we puffing up to, sir? I've not seen this guy fire up once. I've seen him get in mating display, but I've never seen his yellows from being fired up. I would love to. I know from his sleeping pajama colors and his mating display, he's got a phenomenal yellow on him. But I've yet to see it. Dude, you're gorgeous, though. Isn't he pretty? Oh, from camouflage? Yeah, they're awesome. That's where I got my Nosy Bee pairing from, and some of my females. Did you name them? For example, the name of the chameleon in your hand was Green Spoon. I don't understand that. I thought he was puffing up for a sec. I was like, ooh. I don't think he's even fazed by Sometimes when they're younger, they don't like the back camera, and it makes them kind of get fired up. But I don't think he's fazed by the back camera either. I don't even know what would make him fire up. He's pretty chill, but he's just not confident. Dude. See, I want to see his yellow so bad because I look at those gorgeous greens on him and I don't see a spick of red. I just see green. He's still young though, so that could still definitely change. His blues are just gorgeous, perfect blue, solid blue. The only real red I see on him is actually his spikes. I hate when it does that, when I try to flip my camera and it like kicks me out. I'm from the St. Louis, Missouri area. Midwest Panther Chameleons. Yeah, I get some from them, and also Jonathan Hill from Hyper Dallas is where I usually get most of the time. I actually get from him. Oh, he's so cute. Let me see if I'm gonna get his brother Dino out. I think I'm curious what he'll do over that, or should I do Dino or Benny? Benny's gonna freaking hate me. Or are you? Okay, baby. Benny's like, man. Here, baby. Oh my gosh. Benny Wowzers looks phenomenal right now. Hold on. Okay. Dude, this guy looks amazing. So this is one of my second generation produced. So he is the grandsire of my first male, or the grandson of my first male. Look at that, gorgeous. Dude, I know it's not really purple, but the bars look freaking purple on him in some spots. He's a younger juvenile. Isn't he? Damn. Benny Wowzers, you're stunning, sir. You're so beautiful. I was kind of curious if a smaller male would get you to at least like puff up. Or are you still scared of him? You're still, oh my God. He's still scared of the baby. Jethro. Isn't he pretty? So he's the only one that I have from Kenny Powers. So I'm keeping him, and I've been at first I was like, man, I think he's gonna look just like his dad. He's not. His dad never looked anything like that growing up. It's really neat to see his colors. And Jethro, you're a big baby. He's so much smaller than you. You're so big compared to your, what would he be to you? You're like, okay, so that's your cousin. That's your cousin. You're so scared of your little cousin, dude. He is like, oh God. He is like, I would rather my male, personality-wise, just from a breeding perspective, I'd rather my males be a little more feisty. But, like, literally everything about him, look-wise, to the size of his hemipenal bulge, like, he screams great breeder. It's just he's scared. Now, he responds to females very well. Unlike my nosy bee Boudreaux. My nosy bee Boudreaux is scared of the camusi. Like, I've put a receptive female in there, and he's scared of it. Now, he really likes young month-and-a-half-old males. He's staring at Benny Wowzers. God dang it, Boudreaux. Like, yeah, he's not. I just never seen his fired up colors. His brothers, they'll show off their fired up coloration all the time. But him, my whole back, nope, I don't see them. God dang it, Boudreaux. Are you really? Oh, Boudreaux. Are you dead? So now he's just kind of like, huh. Oh, you're okay, buddy. I'm going to put you back. Benny Wowzers. He's so pretty. Oh, you're okay. We're going to put you back, though. I think I want to take a peek ski at Loki. Let me get these lights off. Oh, he's shedding anyways. Let's check out Loki. So this is actually the half brother of um, Jethro. So Gambino's a sire, but this is a particular pairing that me and the rest of the Cam fam have been very excited for. So this guy was born. When were you born, Loki? God, I hate that you're December 18th. So he's still a little thing. I guess he's 2 months old now. Yeah, he's 2 months old now. But he's got really pretty, when he does fire up, he gets like a pretty like zebra. Oh, he just shed too. Oh, Claude Rains. That's going to be exciting, Danny. Look at that little face on him. So he will be yellow body blue bar. He's just about 2 months old now. Just turned 2 months old. Yeah, they look goofy. They look so goofy when they're young. At this size, we're on small crickets. Oh, I gut feed my crickets and make some carrots or even sweet potatoes, and I also do put bee pollen in with them. Dude, so little. Oh, Loki. Oh, it's so cool to see their colors. He's super cool. This clutch is turning out to be a bit smaller though than like the red line clutch, which is fine. Okay, good. I see that hemipenal bulge on you now. At first I was like, where did it go? I was like, no, I needed you to be a male. But it's there. It was just harder to see for a little bit. Him, well, we'll see. Maybe if he sees the back camera, I might make him fire up because he turned almost like a zebra. Which is why I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on you. Oh my God, what a goobery looking face. You got a goober face, dude. Oh my God. Oh, it's a bit expensive to raise them. I will tell you that right now. Yep, no fiery uppy. I was kind of curious if he would or not. So, my males, there's 2 different clutches that I'll be having. They're going to be anywhere from 600 to 700 shipped. So that will include priority overnight shipping. This particular pairing, because it's even with the retained clutch hatching, I don't have as much, but this is like a continuation of a very long particular project. They are the males will be about 700 shipped. So it's so there's the sire Gambino is 12 generations of selective breeding for the yellows, and then not inbreeding, selective. Basically, they would keep back the yellowest male They didn't have as many reds, and keep going with that. But the female from a whole different unrelated line from Jonathan is also, I think there's 7 generations. But her brothers look very gorgeous, like that yellow, like I was showing you with Gambino. So I'll show you some babies, some babies. So here's a baby. This one hatched on the 13th. Hello, baby. You're super little. So, I mean, depending on their size, if they're young, like under a year old, they eat every day and really as much as they'll eat in that day. Here's another little guy. Look at that guy. So it just is kind of like, what are you feeding them, so on and so forth. When they're over a year old, the standard rule is every other day a few feeders. But like, I get an order a weekend, but I get like several thousand crickets every week. Yeah, 7 or 8 for Bonita. They're both, yeah, so that was a very long-term project that Jonathan did. But with the line that Bonita is from, that was from a whole different unrelated line, because that's what he wanted to do, is combine the pretty yellows to get. And here's the thing, like, I didn't get his whole, like, he keeps his holdbacks. If he makes one a holdback, he doesn't sell it. These aren't even his holdbacks. So think, like, Gambino wasn't even a holdback. Think of that. Like how crazy awesome Gambino's brother had to have been. Is. You never had a yellow body blue bar? Well, yeah, when they're growing though, you feed them every day when they're growing. When they're growing. Every other day is like when they're done growing, because then you don't want them to get fat. But I also keep an eye on your chameleon, because I do have some of my larger males, especially, they will actually they'll get too thin if I feed them every other day. But then I have males that I need to feed every other day because they'll get fat. So like Kenny Powers, for example. Females I treat differently, just because females, you know, it takes a lot out of them to lay eggs. So I feed them every day. I don't feed them a whole bunch, but I feed them every day. Just now, after they lay eggs, I get them a bunch. Like, I'll make sure I get hornworms, and I get them a bunch of crickets, because they just exerted a lot of energy to lay all those eggs. These lights off. Yeah, you dust them. I do a calcium without D3 for every feeding, except for 2 times a month I use a multivitamin with low D3. And I also dust the bugs with bee pollen as well. No. But yeah, you definitely can overfeed them. So you gotta make sure. Let me get more water in my reservoir. Whoops. I'll just dump that in there. I don't sell. I mean, I have, like, out of a favor for certain stores that I like sold us, like, but like I usually sell, you know, online or like at expos. I priority overnight ship anywhere in the US except for Hawaii and Alaska. When it comes to chameleons, you'll find, like, unless you happen, because like I'm not going to go drive to, being from Missouri, I'm not going to drive to California for an expo. Now, do I have several people who live in California who have chameleons for me? I do. I have a good amount actually in Southern California. I have chameleons in South Dakota. Let me rephrase it. I've shipped a chameleon to South Dakota. I've shipped to East Coast New York. I have chameleons a little bit of everywhere. But, yeah, so what I was trying to say is, you're going to find for like most of your reputable breeders, you're going to be doing everything online. Like Jonathan, who I get a lot of my chameleons from, he lives in Maryland. He lives in Maryland. So obviously he's shipping to me. But it's not like, so when it comes, they're not going to show up at your doorstep. You got to go pick them up at your FedEx hub. And really the overnight shipping is the safest. It's safer than, I'll meet people up to a certain extent. Like if they live, say 5 hours away from me and they would just rather like meet me, I will do that to a certain extent, like a halfway thing. But truly, that airplane's much safer, and they never get into the delivery truck that you don't want them. That's where you get your higher risk of not being alive on arrival, which I've never had an issue. Sorry, I'm dumping some water in the water reservoir. I go through a lot of water every night. My bad, sorry. But yeah, they usually sleep. Like every time I have picked up a chameleon from the hub, they're asleep. Oh yeah, superworms are super addicting. I don't like to feed them. There's some I will not. I don't feed anybody that I'm raising like juveniles. I don't feed them superworms because they'll go on food strikes. And the thing is, you kind of have to like, okay, then buddy, eventually you're going to be hungry, and you have to wait out their food strike because superworms are not nutritious enough to be a full-time staple feeder for them. This are not. Yeah, they're like bacon. They're literally like bacon to chameleons. So you gotta be careful with the superworms. Never feed them mealworms. Oh, Danny, I just trust Jonathan to send me a good female. He always sends me good females. I'm not particularly concerned about picking out a female. Hell, I've even been like with Gambino. He knew what the look I was looking for, and he sent me the one I was like wanting a certain look for. So I just trust him with like that. Because he's not trying to screw anybody over. But I'm trying to talk with him. I'm waiting to see if I can do like a payment plan for like a month. Just it seems like something just keeps popping up because it's like after shipping she'll be in the 400s because he's wanting 350 before shipping for her. And I'm like, which is fine. It's just he has very high quality females. I usually only get my females from him. Eric, don't be sorry. And Abby, yeah, females are a bit harder because they do lay eggs. And I will tell you, getting from a reputable breeder who doesn't group raise their babies makes a day and night difference with females. A way a female is, how she's raised as a baby will 100% affect not only her longevity and her health in the long run, but it will actually affect her babies. The way the health of the female affects the health of the eggs and the health of the babies. So when they're group raised, they are in a constant state of big stress being around other chameleons. They're never around other chameleons in the wild. Even when they hatch, they might kind of mingle around for like maybe a couple hours, but they're dispersing. They're not going to be around each other. So when you have group raised chameleons, which financially for breeders, yeah, you're going to make more money doing that. You get more clutches. I individually raise my babies. I have thousands of dollars of baby enclosures just to, raise them in until they're ready to find new homes. But every female I've gotten that was group raised has passed away after her first clutch or shortly after. Every female. But the one I had a female who was almost 6 years old, and they're only supposed to live 2 to 4 years, so it makes a huge difference. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to work out with him. I have not seen his response yet. I have to move everything upstairs. Yeah, Abby, and that's the thing with the pet store. Most of the time they're in improper husbandry. It sucks because it's like, I have learned when it comes to exotic animals across the board, like I used to be into African cichlid fish, and I learned that the pet stores, the big chain stores have no clue, and they're always going to be, when it comes to reptiles, they're all in improper husbandry, like 100% of the time. You might even actually have the rarity of running into a worker who truly cares and actually knows what they're talking about, but they can't do anything because corporate sets the rules for them. So the corporate's like, this is where the cage is at. These are the enclosures of this type of reptile is going to be in. This is their placement in the store, and this is what you put inside their enclosure. And if they ever got audited and they were breaking the rules, like, they get in trouble, which is honestly stupid. And in local pet stores, it's more miss than it is hit when it comes to the chameleons being a proper husbandry. And they typically are better, but it's just most of the time they're not. And that's why I always say go to reputable breeders. And I always share other ones. I'm not just like, I need anyone you could get from. I'm not like that. I will literally tell you who else like I find respectable, reputable breeders. Jonathan Hill from Iper Dallas. He's a very good, reputable breeder. He will charge you top dollar, which here's the thing. He's been doing it for so long. He's taught me basically what I do. So he's been doing it for so long. Yeah, you're gonna spend $400 for a female after everything's shipping. Camouflage Creations, they're very good. They are the OGs. They've been doing it for like 40 years at least. If you're looking for abanjas, I'll eventually have abanjas. They'll hatch later this year. That's who I got Mystiques from. If you want abanjas, Nosy Folly, Nosy Bee, and I want to say, I know they do, I forgot they were still doing a Sambava project or not. And I don't know if they're doing Ambalobi still or not, but they're very good as well. Chromatic Chameleons, they're Midwest, they're Kansas based as well. They're awesome. One thing to look out for is flippers. What I mean by flippers is like breeders who are breeders of chameleons, but like what they'll typically do is they'll buy a male and a female, and then they'll just breed that, sell the eventually they'll even sell them the dom and the sire. Like they don't have like their own like projects going on. They kind of will find good priced chameleons for a good like, and then buy them. They might do good as far as raising the babies, but like they'll buy chameleons from like breeders who are like, I'm struggling, like here we'll just, and then they'll breed those. And like business perspective wise, like it makes sense, it's smart, but as far as like you'll notice the difference in the quality when you like compare to people who do projects with them. If any of this makes sense, I don't know. It's been pretty mild, definitely. I started a lot later. I was thinking about, I gotta fold a bunch of clothes. I usually do that on TikTok land. If anybody, I don't know how that would be here. I think I might just do that on TikTok land though. My chores. It's like, come do chores with me. Eventually here in a couple hours, you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be freaking daylight time, you guys. And one thing too, if anybody is, I stream, I've been branching out here on YouTube, but originally we started on TikTok. That's like where we have the majority of our following and everything. So I didn't go on there tonight. Tonight was a really off night for me, an off day, and like I didn't even start being a productive member of society until way later in the day, which sucks. I hate when I have days like this, but hey, we all have our crap days, I guess. But I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is definitely follow us on TikTok, Midwest Panther Chameleons there, and I stream a lot there. And been trying to do here. I see like there's not that many reptile streamers on here. It doesn't seem like. No. Oh my notes. Eric, are you going to be up? I might go to actually do my chores on TikTok because that seems to be where when I do my chores. Because I got to do my chores. If I go to sleep, I'll sleep all day. Which I'm not actually tired because I slept all day on accident with that stupid headache. Alright, I'll come back for that stuff. Hi, Kiki. Hi, Thor. I know, Thor. Oh, the audacity. How dare I? Oh, stop it. No, dude. Dude, don't you think it's a bit much? It's a bit much. Wouldn't you think? I would say it's a bit much. No, you do not. You do not need a, the only state you can't have chameleons in is Hawaii because, well, you know, Hawaii, an invasive species can just wreak havoc on Hawaii, so they don't want, like, I can't ship to Hawaii. I can't even ship to Hawaii. The Jackson's chameleons are invasive there. Oh, there's my the thing I was looking for. Okay. Dude, Thor was going nuts. Hi, Cat. How are you, Catalia? Catalia. Hold on, Thor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Thor. What are you? Hi, babies. Getting it set up for here. Sorry. Gotta get my light plugged in. Oh, there we go. Serena. Hey, Serena. Oh, those are, that sounds awesome. I forget why exactly he's got. He's been slowing back on some things. Serena, I missed you. Serena. Oh. Ah. Hey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hop on over to Tic Tac Land. If you guys want to go over there, you are more than welcome to. I'll be doing chores, like folding clothes and getting everything. I may or may not be getting my kids back today. It's technically their dad's night for Sunday, but he usually tries to not keep them on Sunday. I don't know why, but it's technically his night with the kids this weekend still. I don't know why he likes to not. So I always just try to make sure everything's ready. So, all right. Well, thank you for coming on, Kyle. And you get a good night. All right, y'all. I'm going to move over to TikTok Land and Midwest Panther Chameleons there, too. So, yes, this is tour time. You know, Erico, do you? You know why. All right, I'm going to move over there. I'll see you all over there. Thor, get out of the trash.